How's it going? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rodney. I know that some of the other videos on this channel incorporate like gaming videos and things that I like to do in my spare time with my friends, and gaming obviously just something that I do on the side, just for a hobby, I guess you could say. What I wanted to do is do things a little bit different and try a different type of video. One, introducing myself. I'm from Indiana. I'm a Muay Thai coach, done Muay Thai for a long time. I'm a dad. And I'm sure you clicked on this video because of the title. And I just wanted to go over my results with the carnivore diet and how it's kind of changed my life, even the short amount of time that I've done it. So stick around and let's see what kind of results I've gotten. Starting out right away, before I started my diet, I've always been relatively active all throughout, my 20s, and then COVID kind of happened and all the gyms closed down and I stopped training in martial arts and stopped really lifting weights and things like that, and I really got lazy. My son was born almost 3 years ago now, and I just have been focusing on kind of being a dad and focusing on my career, and I haven't really taken in the time to really work on myself anymore and invest into my health. And I was eating poorly. Halfway through the days I would crash. I was not sleeping good. My workouts, even when I did try, were half-hearted. They just weren't at full effort, I guess you can say. Things just weren't going good for me, and I put on a substantial amount of weight. Back when I was training full-time, I weighed about 205 pounds, and I got all the way up to 275. It's the heaviest I've ever weighed in my entire life, and I can contribute that to just not working out and eating everything that I could, pretty much, carbs, cakes, cookies, ice cream, snacks, multiple sugary drinks a day. Just, it wasn't good. But then I started this carnivore diet, and I can tell you, things have totally changed. One day I just happened to look in the mirror and I just was disgusted with how I looked, and I remembered what I used to look like, and man, I was just highly disappointed in myself, not only as somebody who used to compete in martial arts, but as a father. I didn't want my son to look up to me and see a circle and be a blob. And I'm not fat shaming, but it's just not for me. It's not the body type for me. It's not how I want to be perceived by my peers. It's just not healthy. I took a look in the mirror that day, and I've tried diets before, and I've really multiple times have failed a diet. I don't know if it was just lack of discipline or what, and I always thought, diets, this diet doesn't work for me, that diet doesn't work for me, and I just never gave it my all. But this time, it's been so easy. I don't know what's kicked into me. I've been talking to all my friends and family, and I'm driving them nuts about how much weight I've lost and how good I feel from the carnivore diet, and I'm sure everyone is sick and tired of hearing me talk about it. And that's why I'm kind of making this video, because if you're clicking this video and you're interested in the carnivore diet, then you are absolutely more gonna be interested in what I have to say than my friends and family who have no idea what I'm talking about. So my new diet, for those of you that are like hardcore carnivore, they're gonna tell me I'm doing it wrong down in the comments. That's fine. Essentially for me, and what has worked best for me, is it's kind of like a modification of the carnivore diet. So I only eat animal byproducts, whether that's pork, beef, chicken, eggs, fish, milk, cheese, butter, sour cream, things like that. I don't eat any types of noodles. I don't eat any type of rice. I don't eat any vegetables or fruits. And I don't really cheat. Maybe once a week I'll have some Halo Top ice cream to kind of, kick back those cravings a little bit. But I can tell you, a week into this diet of just eating animal byproducts and completely cutting sugar out of my diet, the cravings have went away after week 1. I started noticing I wasn't hungry as often. When I was eating carbs and sugars and stuff all the time, I felt like I was hungry every 3 hours. I'm drinking nothing but water. For breakfast, I have a 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 calories energy drink. But other than that, I just put like 0 sugar packets in water, and that's the only thing that I drink. When I go out to a restaurant with friends, I'll order just meat off the menu, and I'll have a water with lemon. On top of this, too, I do want to say I'm not extremely active. I work and I sit. This is my office right here. I sit in a chair a majority of the day, unless I'm outside talking to a customer. I do train Muay Thai on Mondays, but that's only once a week. Other than that, I'm not really working out. I do plan on changing that, but I did want to do a full 30 days of this diet to see how far I could get on just the kitchen. And now I'm going to slowly incorporate working out more throughout the week as well. So with that being said, let's get into my results. What I learned through the whole process of this is just trust the process. I never experienced the keto flu. I never experienced any type of muscle cramps or anything. I do keep my electrolytes replenished. And the only thing I did experience was the first week I evacuated a lot of water out of my body in a non so pleasant way. And I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about if you've been doing this. If you haven't done it, don't get discouraged if the first week your bathroom habits aren't ideal. They do eventually go away, and eventually it does. Your BMs start to normalize. But week 1 was extremely drastic for me. That was my biggest week so far. I lost 12 pounds in 1 week, just exerting all that water out of me and just eating healthy and getting rid of sugars. It really just kick-started fast. My face lost weight. My face was real puffy before, and I had real bad bags under my eyes. And then week 2, I lost, 5 more pounds, and now it's starting to taper off a little bit. I think I'm losing about 3 to 4 pounds a week. Total for an entire 30 days on the carnivore diet, I have lost a total of 22 pounds. And that is huge for me because I have went from 275 to 251.8 is what I weighed in this morning. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight. And, my ideal goal is to be back to maybe 205, maybe even 200 at some point. I don't know. I am a relatively, I got that endomorph body type, and I'm not a professional by no means, and nor will I ever pretend like I know exactly what I'm talking about. But the carnivore diet has absolutely worked for me, and it's just super simple. Did an animal create this? Then I can't eat it. If it didn't come from an animal, I can't eat it. And another thing that I have incorporated is intermediate fasting. I do 16-6, 16 hours without eating, and then I have a 6-hour window where I eat. And that has really helped my appetite as well, because now I've went from eating 3 times a day to only twice a day. And that's huge. Guys, I just feel great. My mental clarity is better than it's ever been. I'm sleeping better than I've ever been. I have 2 herniated discs in my lower back, and they would bother me quite a bit. Tying my shoes was hard, bending over. I can now bend over and touch my toes, which I haven't been able to do in forever because my back is not inflamed anymore. I do not have any sciatic pain. I do not have any lower back pain. My ankles would bother me a little bit from skateboarding when I was younger, that's totally gone now. I walk, my ankles don't click. There's no relative pain in my foot at all. I'm not saying that this is like a miracle drug or like a miracle diet, but man, I am absolutely blown away from the results that I am seeing from only doing this for 30 days. And I encourage anybody who might be going, through a hard time with their weight or their body image. Maybe you have some body dysmorphia and you don't like the way you look. Try Carnivore. It's so easy and it's so cheap. You go to 2 aisles in the grocery store, 2. The meat aisle and the cheese and milk aisle. They're right next to each other and you can get out of the store. No more fighting the lines for the rice and the cereals and the bread and the frozen meals. And you don't have to do any of that. So, I'm in love with the results that I've seen so far. I'm going to continue to post videos every 30 days. And if this turns into something more, I don't plan on being a YouTuber, but if maybe I could post once a week or once every 2 weeks or something, I would love to do so. And if you're thinking about cleaning up your diet, do it. Just take that step and do it. And it's going to be hard for the first week, but once those cravings go away and you really just hone in and you're disciplined, it gets easier. A diet isn't hard the entire time. It's starting a small, healthy habit that you do every day, and eventually you just do it, and it's not even a thought in your mind no more. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. If this video helps you at all, please leave a like. Comment below kind of what you're dealing with. I would love to hear everybody else's stories. And if I'm wrong, tell me. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong. I love it. I love constructive criticism. If there's any, advice that somebody could give me, help me out. As a father, I want to be on this earth as long as I can to be here with my son. And, I'll take any advice that I can, even if it gives me one more day here on this earth. God is good, guys. And